Good morning or afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my on-demand for High School Music, February 12th, Thursday. Today we get to talk about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. And I know he's not a contemporary artist, but he is an everlasting artist. His music will last forever. Your objectives: you'll become familiar with the life and works of Mozart, hear examples of Mozart's music, watch a movie about the life and music of Mozart as well as other famous composers, and be evaluated on concepts through the use of a quiz. The birth of a genius. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born in Salzburg, Austria, January 27th, 1756. The quote from Thomas May: "There's an almost miraculous quality to his creativity. Whether you consider Mozart's beginning as a child prodigy, he composed his first symphony at the age of 8, or his versatility in mastering every musical form of his era." Anna Marie Pertl Mozart gave birth to 7 children. Only 2 of them survived, Wolfgang and his sister, Maria Anna. Leopold Mozart was a respected composer and theorist in his own right, but sacrificed his own career to future his son. So Leopold was Mozart's father. Don't mix them up. Those are portraits of his mother and father. Wolfgang and his sister Nannerl took music lessons from their father Leopold. By the time he was only 4 years old, Wolfgang was composing songs on the piano, and by 6 he was on tour performing for royalty. At age 11, Mozart wrote his first opera, Bastien and Bastien, followed by La Finta Semplice. At the age of 13, Mozart found a job in the court of Archbishop of Salzburg, the Archbishop of Salzburg, where he worked for 12 years until he was 25. So he was only 13 when he got that job. Mozart moved to Vienna to seek his fortune, but despite his reputation, he had a hard time finding work. Luckily, he met Franz Joseph Haydn. Haydn was quoted as saying, "I tell you before God and as an honest man that your son is the greatest composer that ever lived." He said that to Leopold, his dad, Mozart's dad. And that was Franz Joseph Haydn. Things went better when Mozart visited Prague. His opera, The Marriage of Figaro, Figaro, was a huge success. The next year, 1787, Prague commissioned him to write an opera to celebrate the emperor's niece. And so that opera was called Don Giovanni, also another hugely famous opera. The Minutemen. Mozart drove his rivals nuts because composing was so easy for him. Musical ideas sprang into his head, fully formed as if he were taking dictation. His speed became legendary. When a beggar approached him on the street, he whipped out a sheet of paper and wrote a minuet trio. He told the beggar to take it to a publisher who bought it on the spot. Mozart's final composition was his Requiem. A requiem is a funeral mass. He believed from the beginning that he was writing his funeral mass for his own death. He worked anxiously to complete the work, only augmenting his illness. He died with the piece unfinished at the age of 35. A student, Franz Sussmayer, completed it after his death. This is the version most commonly heard. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is buried in an unmarked grave outside of Vienna. He was buried in a pauper's grave. His greatest composition, again another quote by Thomas May, his greatest compositions cut to the quick and establish an immediate bond with the listener, as if Mozart had discovered a code in sound to articulate the emotional reality that lies at the core of our humanity. Your independent practice is due February 17th. You're to watch the movie on famous composers, take the Mozart quiz. You still have to take the quiz even if you cannot see the movie. The movie is an MP4, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye, everybody. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.